Right? Okay, how about that? Right? Okay, I can hear it now. Okay, how about that? Okay. All right. So since y'all didn't hear anything that I said, everybody wins. No. That's funny. Okay, let's start over. Let's kind of start over. So what I was saying was that we're doing our PSA Sunday. Today is PSA Sunday. A car or a man. You get a car. You get a car. You get a car. So we talked about Survive and Thrive, but the goal was is that we're here to raise $10,000. And that was what the statement was before, and I'll pop that back on here. We're here to raise $10,000 because our goal is for recovery. And again, as you know, as a cancer survivor, your recovery is not something that just happens in one payment. It doesn't happen one time. It doesn't happen a week. It doesn't happen a month. This is a lifetime. And what my goal was is that if you're here time in the long haul, then you're here in the right place. But if you're only here just to kind of get an instamatic, sort of like instantaneous reaction of something, yeah, you could possibly get that because you'll get a great thank you and you'll get an immediate like jump for joy. But when you're looking at recovery, recovery is a long time. And as you know, and as anyone who has a loved one who's gone through cancer would understand, hey, cousin, I switched to Facebook. Now I can hear you. Huh. Yeah, I think Haps was just doing something. But no, I was on Facebook and I couldn't hear it either. I just clicked on a button and stuff and then it worked. But it should be working now back in Haps because I just went and clicked on the default mic and just clicked again and bam, there it was. So as I was saying, is that if you're here for the long haul, you know that again, you should know that cancer recovery is not something that just happens overnight. It takes some time. And we're here to support cancer survivors and we want to help them get their life back. So, life after cancer is how you look at it, is what we're looking at, is life after cancer. How does life look after cancer? And life looking like after cancer can be just the same as anyone else's life, how it looks. But there are some nuances. There are some things that are going to be different. And there's differences as far as like how your body is reacting, what you have to do now. Some people who've gone through chemo, it's hard for them. They're dealing with other side effects that are causing them other types of issues. The one crazy thing, unfortunately, to say is that when you're going through chemotherapy and radiotherapy, the very thing that's there to kill the cancer can also be a cause of another cancer, happening within your body. And it could happen, differently. So, you want to look at those things and you want to consider that, but you got to also consider the fact that just the same as you, just the same as anyone else, you have to live your life. You have to continue. You have to find the best things that you can do and feel out of life. And that is why we come every year for Survive and Thrive to be able to do those things, to be able to have opportunity where we are coming together, giving people a platform and a safe place to be able to share their stories during the time where they're most vulnerable, even during the time within your own family. Vulnerability, and definitely when it's revolving around work, that's not something that you definitely want to you go around and you just share with everybody, because there's just some circumstances that could take place on your livelihood, and you're not trying to do that. There's always in areas of where insurances will not insure you, because you have gone through and you've had cancer, because they find you to be a liability that they don't want to insure. So these are things that affect your life, so you have to consider everything. Everything is one of those things. You want to keep things quiet. You don't want to share. You don't want to tell anyone. You don't want no one to know what your story is. Those are some of the things that comes to a person who's been diagnosed with cancer and who have gone through this journey. It gets really difficult and scarce, to the degree of if you're going to be able to have a job for a livelihood. My thing is looking at people who cannot work. What can we do to support you now? What can we do to get you to a place where you can bring in revenue? Maybe you have to do something a little differently. I know, sublimation. I need to good a printer for it. No, from what I understand, you can just get a decent printer and get sublimation ink. Check that out. So as we move along with cancer recovery, our goal is to be able to raise funds. So we have some wonderful opportunities for you, to be a part of Survive and Thrive. You can get your tickets. Tickets are here. You can go here to our website and check out where you can get your tickets. You can go to www.surviveandthrivecr.org to get tickets, because tickets are only $25. Only $25. So that's what it is. It's only, hey Dolores, hey Mini Mimis. We did your shout out again yesterday. So you missed it again. So we did a shout out for Miss Mini Me's boutique. Go check it out yesterday evening. Look at the evening broadcast. So thank you for popping in. So Miss Mini Me's boutique is going to be sponsoring a dress as one of her collections, once we kind of get all the details about it, the size, the description, the name, and then I will post it and create a graphic for it, and then set it up where you guys can enter to win it. It's going to be on a drawing base like the shoes. You enter to win for $5 or $1 ticket, and then that's the goal. So yes, so if you're interested, we're gonna have that showing up pretty soon, so that you guys can see that. So we have all types of ways of a drawing to make money. Our goal is to raise these funds. So we're going to be raising funds. So that's what we're doing. We are raising funds for cancer recovery. So that's our goal, cancer recovery. So that's what we got right there. So get your tickets. The conference will be virtual again this year, and we are wanting you to be a part of it. You can connect with us. We are celebrating 5 years of Survive and Thrive, but also 5 years of remission from cancer. So we definitely are moving strong and moving along. We do have our meeting today, and we want you guys to be a part of it. So if you want to also get your tickets, you can go to Eventbrite and you can get your tickets there. The tickets are only $25. So if you can find 8 folks that you feel should definitely be there, and they can come and support you, and we just 8 tickets, 8 tickets, 8 tickets for 8 people who definitely want to be there. Yes, 5 years exactly. Finally reached the 5 year mark, and the crazy part is that once you've kind of gone through this journey, they always say, every time you go and talk to your oncologist, it's always 5 years, 5 years. After 5 years, they usually, and you haven't, cancer has not come back, you're in remission, and they usually kind of like let you free. You're not under a doctor's care, you're not being watched as much. You have to just come in like normal, like any other situation. But we do know there's people who cancer comes back, but we look at that as a milestone, a milestone that you want to reach. You counting down the years. Each year is a countdown. It's like 1 year, 2 year, in remission, nothing, nothing. And then as you kind of continue, um, yes, after 5 years, I felt scared that it still might return. Exactly. And we are definitely celebrating Latina. Of course, I call her a superhero. But it is definitely a great opportunity. Not only is she a woman of service, and meaning that she is a military veteran, but she is also a cancer survivor and a thriver. So I definitely appreciate her a lot. Superwoman, oh huh. And it is one of those things that you think about. You think every year, am I going to make it to the fifth year? Is the fifth year going to be there? It's like each time you go, and then even now, you still, there's still moments that things happen. Like usually there's an issue. If you have like lymph nodes removed, you have swelling. And I still, from time, I do have swelling, tenderness, it's still there. And it's like one of those things that you just have to constantly move about because your lymph nodes have been removed. You have that issue of lymphedema that could develop. So you got to be very cautious about things. You can't just go around talking about you about to go lift 100 pounds. You can't do all of that. You have to be very careful, with yourself, so that you don't end up with a lot of swelling, and that just cause your lymphatic system to go out of whack, and it's already out of whack because you have lymph nodes removed. So things are not flowing and circulating like fluids in the right way because they've been damaged. There's a duct block removal. So the thing is that we look at the every moment of recovery is just a little different. Everything is different for everybody. And our hope is that with Survive and Thrive, we can support cancer survivors, men and women and children, on how to be able to thrive after cancer. And Latina said, I wear a compression sleeve most times of my lymphedema. Yes, and actually, I don't. When I went to the doctor to check, they didn't really see any difference in my arms, but I'm sure there is. Besides them being a little jiggly right now, I need to really work on this. Anyway, totally different subject matter. But actually, I forgot I got still got this five up here. But let me just show you these shoes too while we're sitting here talking. But the thing is that yeah, you gotta those and see what you just said. Those are things that you don't really think about. You don't think about, you're trying to move into some type of normalcy, that you're doing what you're doing, but there is life changes that take place, even though that's not something that you would have normally did. But it's like, here what we have to do now to be sure that we can care for ourselves and keep ourselves in the best position, so that we don't have any continuum of circumstances and effects that affect us and affect our lives. But these are things every day that people who have been diagnosed with cancer are dealing with. They're dealing with that, and you may not see it. This is something that may not necessarily be seen or shared, but just know there is always a story behind, a facial expression, action, something to that degree. There's always some story behind it. And our goal is for Survive and Thrive, is to be able to give cancer survivors that platform and opportunity to be able to share their story, share their fears, share their, anxiety, share their frustrations, share their anger, share that, to be able to have that opportunity, not feel judged, not feel pitied, but just heard. And that's what we have to do. We want to be able to listen and to give cancer survivors that opportunity to be able to listen, and have people where they can listen to each other and hear each other's stories and hear the strength from each other's story, and hear, the fear, and hear some of the anxieties, and hear the power that's in the voice of a survivor. So that's what you want to look at and what we're here to do. So if that's something that you want to be a part of, then you want to go ahead and get your tickets and go to surviveandthrivecr.org. You can go to the website, you can get your tickets. They're only $25. But the goal is also, we're going to have some great speakers that are speaking on, finances, health, wealth, recovery. That's what we're looking for. We're looking for people who can speak in that realm. So we are asking each of the speakers to, sell 8 tickets, however which way at this point that you want to do it. But it's just get 8 people to come. The tickets are just $25 for 2 days. So that's like $12.50 or whatever. So if they can afford $12, if they can't do $15 for a 1 day ticket, that's what it is. So 1 day ticket is $15, 2 day ticket is $25. $25, we go through $25, with a pizza and some sodas. So for pizza and some sodas, come on over to Survive and Thrive and network with some folks. We're going to have some wonderful speakers. As I said, we're going to have, of course, our keynote speaker returning, Latina Starling, and we are going to have Miss Schlesinger with Skinny Teas. She's going to talk to you about how, her mom and her company built it, a multi-million dollar company, some B2B information, just some question and answers and opportunities, but also how their company supports cancer survivors. And we're just going to have a bunch of folks who want to be there to share, but also understanding that, our goal is to raise money. This is a fundraiser. So if it's a fundraiser, then funds come. And that's what we want to do. So if you want to be a part of that and you want to be able to grow, this is a fundraiser. So that's what we're looking at. And we want you to be a part of it. And we want you to be able to share this with other people, but also look at a part of your time in your life that is outside of the norm. That's not part of the normal flow of things. If you're here to help raise funds, then you bring funds to the opportunity to this event. And because our goal is to help cancer survivors and help them during recovery, whatever that is, because again, your insurance doesn't pay for everything. So you know that and I know that. They're not here to give out handouts. They barely want to give you your insurance claims. So when you're claiming insurance through them. So what we're looking to do is what can we do with those things that are not covered, that have to go through red tape, that a cancer survivor would need. How and what do they need for recovery? How can they pay for their copays? Copays, you got to go to the doctor every time. Every time you go, there's a copay you have to pay. Some of it could be $100, some of it can be $200. It depends on, what your insurance is like. But having to pay that and debate on if you're going to go to the doctor to get a checkup or not, or pay a bill or eat, those are areas. And right now things are a little scarce. And people who are diagnosed with cancer who possibly had to leave their jobs or lose their jobs, that's rough. Do you even know what that number looks like? And that's something that we want to know is if you are a cancer survivor and you've lost your job, what are you doing now? How did that happen? Tell your story, share, because we want to know. So thank you guys. I'm going to go ahead and get off of here. Thank you, Latina and Hot Cat and Miss Beanie Mimi's. Thank you guys for coming on in here. And for those of you guys who are going to catch this replay, thank you guys. This is our PSA Sunday. You said, yep. This is our PSA Sunday day, but it's all about the realities of cancer survivor, the realities of cancer recovery, rather. That's what we want to look at. I probably missed the meeting. Okay, see you later today. All righty. So you missed the meeting last time. So that's what we're looking at. So thank you guys for coming in. Again, we're going to be doing some interviews today. Hey, hi, Adrian. Adrian, you know what? I did forget to send you the email to the meeting today. But I sent it to you last weekend. Oh, you got a party. Okay, cool. Y'all gonna be barbecuing? So Adrienne wants to support Survive and Thrive. She wants to be a part of what we're doing. And we are having a meeting. We're going to be doing interviews with speakers today. And again, that's what we're going to be doing. So I appreciate you guys for coming in and being here. I'm going to get going because before the meeting, I have to do a couple things and I want to actually get back on track because, I get a little off track sometimes for real. I got to create something though, real quick. So I need to get going. So thank you guys. And you guys have a wonderful morning. And I'll see some of you guys later on today at 12:30 Pacific Standard Time.